So this video is for those who don't have a lot of friends, are okay without having a lot of friends, and actually prefer it that way. If this is how you feel, this is a video for you, so stick around and let's talk about it. So when you don't have a lot of friends, people will look at it as a negative. They will call you antisocial and they'll just view you as all these negative things. People may think you're weird, but there's nothing wrong with you. A lot of these people that I'm talking about who tend to talk about you as antisocial and a negative is because you don't really mess with them, because you really don't have time to deal with things, the negatives with them wanting to talk about people, or you don't want to hear the gossip that they want to give you. So all of a sudden you're antisocial and you're just this negative, weird person. When you don't talk to a lot of people, they will leave you out of things. I've always been perfectly fine with that. Another thing is, if you don't have a lot of friends, close friends or close family members that you talk to on a daily, you'll never get involved or pulled into mess. They may try to gossip with you, but you've always been the one to not say anything bad about people and just to remain neutral. I love the fact that since I am so much to myself, no one can ever say, well, Kim said this or Kim said that. I don't get into all of that. And even if my name comes up in something, I know it's a lie. And that's the part of me being introverted and not having a lot of close people in my life. That's the part that I love. But is that always okay? I know we need people. We need good, godly people with us who can pray with us and we can pray for them. And I desire to have that, but I just don't want friendships or close relationships at any cost. At this point in my life, my peace is so much more important than to have random people that I'm on the phone with, going to lunch with, or going to dinner with. And it's just more important for me to have the right people in my life versus me just allowing people in my space because I'm lonely. I believe now that I'm talking to you all that my isolation started at an early age and it just went on throughout all of my life. Sometimes I get these moments where it be on the weekends or through the week and I just feel isolated, hardly with any friends. And then I wonder, is it me? Am I not a friendly person? But I know I'm a friendly person, but what is it? What I've been thinking about lately, starting to pray about it more. I'm asking God to send me more godly people. Let you all know who feel the loner. There is nothing wrong with you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. We are people that have been set apart, I believe, who've been set apart by God to be in a space of isolation to grow. Being in a space of isolation with people not around, it causes us and allows us to grow in our spirituality. It causes us to just go real deep into thinking about what is important in our lives and what is not. It causes us to step out on faith to learning new things. My mind just goes sometimes and wonder if I'm the problem. You feel like that at times. Let me know. I would love to know in the comments what you feel, because even today is Saturday. It's a pretty decent day out. I really don't have anyone to call to say, hey girl, let's go do lunch. I don't really have that. Like I said, I know a few people, but I don't know. Would I like to change that? Sometimes I feel like I do, but sometimes I don't really care if I do. I don't want any friendships, or I don't want to develop any friendships that are high maintenance. I've always been a low maintenance type of girl. So I don't want any high maintenance friendships because I know how I am. One can schedule something with me and I would come up with a reason of why I can't do it. In a way, I want to do more and I want to have people in my life. And then I think about it and say, you know what? I'm 50, so does it really matter now? I like my space. I like the space that I have and where I can control what I do. I don't have any commitments of having these friendships and these expectations. I love that. But then I also have those moments in where it would be nice to connect with other women. I just wanted to get on here and talk about it. And another thing I noticed when I used to be on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook anymore just because it can be overwhelming having to see different posts and you have to like and love, and if you don't know if people are getting mad at you. So I'm just away from that scene. But I know of people, just different people who joined sororities, and I used to always see them just having the time of their lives, and they just look like they're, this strong sisterhood. So I remember back in the day, I would look at that and say, oh, do I want that? But I wouldn't be a good sorority sister because I I just don't need all of that. Sisterhood is great, but I just don't think I'm that sisterhood kind of person. Are you? Let me know if I'm the only one that feels just so content with just not having a bunch of women, lady friends in their lives. Like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Let me know. Am I alone in this? I know I'm not. So please share what your thoughts are. It's just more important for me to have the right people in my life versus me just allowing people in my space because I'm lonely. At times, I really do want to be social, but when I think about it, it gives me a little bit of anxiety because this is what I'm used to. I'm used to being a loner. I've tried to allow people to get close to me. I've tried to allow them into my space. I do wish that I had a certain person or a couple people that I can make that quick phone call to tell them something confidential. I can think of maybe a person or two that I can kind of trust with that, but I don't know how comfortable I am to have a person, or that I have a person in my life that I can call them with something confidential that they won't tell others, because I've heard how they talk about others. The only person that I really truly trust with things confidential about me, everything about me, is my mom. Sometimes I don't like making these kind of videos because you don't know who's watching you. I don't want people to think, oh, I thought I was that person for you. Like, I want people in my life who will get me, I get them, just can't do the high maintenance things anymore. If you are feeling alone at 50, older or younger, you're perfectly fine. If you are okay with being alone, so be it. But if you want to and you desire to have closer relationships, do the work in yourself to be that person that people would want to be around. Grow yourself in different areas, and then maybe seek out relationships of people who have the same interests as you. Just always remember that you get lonely when you decide to walk your own path. You get lonely when you decide to cut off all the noise from the outside, but just know that God has something bigger for you, and He has a bigger plan in store for you. So have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.